Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Legion, Season 1, Episode 7, Chapter 7. I'm your host, Clio, and with me I have Jacob.
Hey.
We got more answers this episode than I thought we were going to get in this entire show.
For, what's that word? Penultimate?
Yes, penultimate.
I don't know if I'm saying that right. That episode.
You nailed it.
Not the episode before the season finale. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this felt like a season finale. Ooh. It felt like, well, on any other show it would be. Mm. And then the end of this, the way this episode ended would have been the hook for next season.
I see, yeah.
But I realized we still have one more episode.
Dude, we do. Oh my gosh.
But you know what? I would have been happy if this was the finale because it's so different from other finales, you know, because like this is all, and I'll talk about more, you know, when we get into themes in the finale, but this is all mental. Like there's no physical battle that is going on. This is all, you know, literally in David's head, and the stakes feel more meaningful. And that's what I like when a show or a movie can do that, when the stakes aren't necessarily gigantic, but they have to be meaningful.
Yeah, because these characters are all just so quirky, relatable, and you can understand them and where they're all coming from. You don't want any of them to get hurt.
No, like there's not one character that I don't like. I mean, Perm is...
Except for Perm, yeah, I was just gonna say, fuck that guy.
Perm is Perm, but you know, well, it's supposed to be that way.
Yeah. I believe his actual name is Walter, but I don't actually care. He's just
Perm.
But yes, it is revealed, or at least, I think Oliver says it, that the
Butter King?
The Butter King. I forgot we call him the Butter King.
He's a king. He is a king. I got that right.
He is a king. The Butter King is actually Amma Farouk, which is the Shadow King.
Yes.
And I like the parallel that Carrie drew. He was like, oh my god, of course the dog's name was King. Like, of course. And it's just like, makes so much sense and is like,
yeah.
Ugh. So he... And I loved how David's two personalities like broke the whole thing down.
Yeah, so thank you for recapping the entire season for us.
Yes.
That's basically what they were doing.
And even stuff that we didn't see happen.
Yeah. They literally drew it out.
Oh yeah. They summed it up real nice like. And I like the you know, the whole visual of on the board and the like doodles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. The little chalk drawings on the chalkboard because British David.
I love British David.
British David, because David's rational part of the mind is British. Yeah, and I love that.
Why do you have a British accent?
Because I'm the rational part of your brain. He's like, imagine a classroom, yeah, with blackboards, and the whole room is just blackboards.
Very good. Yeah. As soon as like his other personality was speaking in a British accent, I'm like, well, any excuse to have him use his real accent.
Yeah. You are great, Mr. Dan Stevens.
Yes.
Yeah, all the awards. Just give him all the awards. I loved you in Beauty and the Beast. This was a really good... he literally sat down and reflected up with himself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's trapped in that... trapped in the mind coffin, whatever it is he called it, the mind casket.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, you're in a casket. Calm down. But it's not really a casket. It's a casket for your mind. No, that's not even.
That's not helping. That still sucks.
But I like how British David explained it, to try to calm him down, he said, "Look, you're not in a casket. None of this is real. Your body is at home in your bedroom." And I like how he made David realize, like, you're stronger than this dumbass Butter King.
Yeah.
The Butter King
needs you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why this whole thing happened, because the Butter King needs you. It needs a body.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like how they also like were like yeah, all that ant and insect that's bullshit. That's not how it's going down.
No. But even though the Butter King himself described it that way, but
yeah. Well, nice metaphor, but still.
Yeah. So we have this blackboard that David is drawing out the things that he knows, and like he tries to connect the little dots. So he was adopted, and parasite are the only two words on that blackboard, but that's all we need.
And then
he draws everything else. Okay. So note number 1, he had a father.
Yes.
And by association, he had a mother, who we don't know who it is. I like that he drew his father bald, even though he said he didn't know what his father looked like.
Yeah. That was like one more defining characteristic that you missed.
So what? Now this could totally be complete and utter bullshit, but what David is getting at is Butter King and presumably Xavier were fighting not in real life, but in the astral plane. Mm-hmm. Xavier won, but the Butter King survived. And I guess his mind, or like consciousness, David didn't even know what to call it, had to go somewhere else. So when Xavier went home, like, "Hey baby, I won. Give me some sugar." They gave David away for whatever reason. They gave him away.
Right, because he's like, "What if they didn't want me? What if this had nothing to do with keeping me safe?" And I was like, "That's not the point. Focus, David."
Like, that's for next season, possibly.
Exactly.
Butter King attached himself to Baby David. Baby David. And the Butter King is the reason why David went crazy. Mm-hmm. So, like, David said, he accepted that. He said, "No, Melanie was wrong. I am sick. But that's the Butter King's fault, and I'm taking my damn body back."
Yes. Yeah, but I liked that we got British David, because even like when I think last episode or the beginning of this is something made me think, oh, maybe the personalities like Lenny and all the personalities we've seen have been a consequence of the Butter King being in his brain. I like how we're just like totally nonchalantly calling him the Butter King, but like it was a consequence of that. But seeing British David, that is not caused by the Butter King. So he does actually have schizophrenia. Even when the Butter King's gone, I'm sure he'll still have, and maybe he'll discover he has more personalities buried somewhere deep in there that couldn't surface because of...
Yeah, because we've only seen the Butter King.
Yeah.
We've seen other forms of the Butter King, but it's still the Butter King.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, she was flashing between all of them this episode.
Yeah, that was cool at like the end of the episode.
Really freaky.
Like when they showed like the different faces of the Butter King. I think that's cool. And so we learn the Butter King's a bit more of the Butter King's motivations, like, oh, take over the world because ha ha ha, I'm the Butter King. But I would have liked it. I mean, this is the show is great. The episode is great. This is my favorite episode so far. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but I would have liked it so much better if the Butter King didn't want to do the whole, kill Xavier, take over the world thing. Because, I'm the Butter King, so I have to be evil, so I have to take over the world. No. I would have liked...
guy plan.
I mean, even if you had to get rid of Xavier, that's fine, because, he kind of killed you. Sort of. Not really. Yeah. That would have been fine, but I would have liked it so much better if the Butter King just... was like just a mind, or like even a thought, just like a thought, and it was a thought that wanted to find a body, like wanted to be like corporeal or sentient. It wanted consciousness. I think there was like a Doctor Who episode, but I forgot what episode it was, where like there was this alien organic being. I don't really know what it was. Doctor Who's weird, but it wanted consciousness, a voice, but like it couldn't get one, so it took it from other people. So I would have liked that. It would have like made the Butter King, I guess, kind of sympathetic, but he's the Butter King, so we don't like him. But I would have liked it more if the Butter King just wanted to be somebody.
Yeah. And I think David was the one who was breaking it down. He was like, well, then this, the king must be a mutant who lost his body, ended up attached to me.
He's like, it's not a parasite, it's not a monster, it's a mutant.
Mutant, yeah. Yeah. I think Oliver is kind of fighting there to be my favorite character.
Oliver is
he's so spacey and crazy.
I mean, he's been there for his ice palace, his like little lesbian ice palace that Elsa built for him, probably. He's lost it a little bit. He doesn't even know how long he's been there. He doesn't even remember increments of time. He's like, oh, is my wife is she Chinese? Like, no, she's not. Is she Japanese? No, she's not Asian.
She's not Asian.
He's like, but I remember this time with like this. Never mind.
Yes, we better stop you there. I think my favorite thing he said was, "It's daylight savings time," and and then Carrie explains what daylight savings time. He's like, "Oh, that's much less cool. I thought we were saving daylight." It's like, oh gosh, I wish we were saving daylight too. We're not really.
He's like, sorry, my mind is what's the word? Dishes.
Did he say that?
He said that because he was talking about how long he's been there. He's like, I'm sorry, I've been here like a long time. It's been like hours. He's like, what's longer than hours?
Longer than hours. Years.
He's like, oh, I'm sorry, my mind has been a little. I don't know what's the word. Dishes. Is that the word? He said dishes.
He said dishes. Oh god, that's so funny. And he I think the last thing he says in that scene is the suit's name is Jules Verne.
Mm-hmm.
He named the suit Jules Verne, and I was like,
either that or he genuinely thinks that it's Jules Verne.
It's Jules Verne. That could very well be. But I liked how he was making a shield out of words. Like, that was really interesting. It didn't work very well, or at all.
No, it didn't. But I'm trying because I don't know what his powers are.
He's some form of psychic.
Yeah, but I don't know how this shield works. But it was cool. That was a cool sequence.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, his psychic powers might have to do with words, which explains why him being in the astral plane for so long fucked up his ability to use words.
Yeah, that's sad. but I love him better for it. Yeah, so he met up with Carrie, male Carrie, and they have their little back and forth about the Butter King and like what they need to do to save David. So what they need to do is they realize that David and Sydney and everybody else are in that one room and they're about to get shot. Mm-hmm. So they hatch a plan, get everybody else from the astral plane, and just find a way to like move David and Sydney or like stop the bullets or do something. So they have to like gather up everybody else. Mm-hmm. So Oliver made these. We have these glasses that Oliver made, and in this mind version of the institution, like it's all chaos, like everything's destroyed, people are running around. You put on the glasses, and you can see that nothing's really there.
Yeah.
Glasses off, chaos. Glasses on, everything's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked the glass. And he just hands Sydney like 6 glasses. She's just like, oh, okay, all right, in the pockets.
Okay. Sydney. Oh, and Sydney was also great.
Oh my god, the
Carrie
whole
came
thing
up
in
to
the
her.
phone booth. She's like, yeah, I know, I figured it out. Like, don't worry, I got it.
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry, I pay attention.
And Kara's just like, you stole my big speech. Kara's like, I really wanted to explain it.
No, but Sydney's great. She's so smart. And I like how she can hold her own.
Yeah, and she like basically gathers everybody up together. None of them would have got together if she didn't go around
Well, she
throwing
got other
glasses on
Carrie.
people.
Well, she got other Carrie, and she
the
got.
telekinetic guy whose name I can't remember. It doesn't matter because he's dead.
He wasn't really. I want to talk about who I call Leaky.
Leaky? Okay.
Leaky. We've seen Leaky before, drooling.
Yes.
The entire joke was just about him drooling.
Mm-hmm.
He was the butt of a joke.
Yeah.
He came back. He's relevant now.
Mm-hmm.
So they grab Leaky, and
because I didn't realize he was the telekinetic guy.
Yeah.
The whole time, I like did not even notice.
Yeah, but I've been calling him Leaky actually.
Leaky.
we never had to talk about him on the show, but now that we have to, he's relevant now. I've been calling him Leaky.
Mm-hmm.
Dude saves the day because we have Carrie and Sydney at the end of the hallway with Butter King Lenny, who, with her crazy ass hair, she's totally unhinged now.
Yes. Oh my god. Because as soon as I saw her with the crazy hair, I was like, okay, so the hairdresser just came in and they were like, we're going to make you look like Beetlejuice today. And Aubrey was just like, cool. Make it happen.
Yeah. So she came in, she's dancing, she's crawling all over the floor doing her David Bowie thing. David Bowie, Lady Gaga thing. That's what it is. And I like how there was no words. And it was like old-timey film.
It was a silent film. I thought that was great. The editing was perfect.
But I don't know if this was just me or if I was just like, I'm not reading her words correctly, but what she was mouthing was not what they typed up on the screen. So I'm guessing she said some other things that were not appropriate for television.
It might have been. But I think that was really just homage to those silent films, because a lot of times what the lips were saying was not what was written. Mostly because, and I think that there was a movie about silent films where they had them doing a silent scene and they were just talking shit to each other. Like there's supposed to be a love scene and they were just talking shit to each other. So, the actors could actually say whatever. As long as it looked like they were doing what they were supposed to be doing, it didn't matter what they said.
Well, body language and facial expressions really sold it. But that was great, and I just like to imagine that they were actually seeing the words on the screen. They're like, "What the hell was that?"
They knew exactly what was happening. Probably, well, because you're right. Because the Butter King likes pulling that shit. Because in the house, when everyone got to the house the first time, they couldn't hear anything. Mm-hmm. Nobody could hear their speech, So he's doing it again, but this time with subtitles.
Yeah.
How kind of him.
Yeah, that's sweet of you. But you were not sweet to Amy.
No.
My precious Amy.
Oh. Leave her alone. God.
We got a little bit of Amy and talking about the day that David came home. Mm-hmm. And don't yell at Amy, Butter King, with your creepy ass voice. And I like how while they were talking, we got like little flashes. So we got like a few flashes of like David, and we got flashes of the Butter King, but then we got a flash of a wheel with an X on it.
Yeah.
just a note, just a little note that I made. It ain't nothing.
It's just Professor X.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so Butter King cornering people in the hallway, and then Leaky comes out, behind, saves the day. Leaky, you're relevant now. Good job, dude.
He force pushes them out the hallway.
Oh wait, but before that,
what she does to
that thing.
God.
Yeah.
First off, I think this was the first thing that happens in the episode was this slow whistle chases Carrie around the hospital. I was just like, that horror movie shit ain't cool. Stop that.
I like it.
Well, of course, no.
I mean,
It was a great atmosphere. They did a great job, but it's just like, that's not cool. Leave Carrie alone.
Leave Carrie alone. I don't know. You're coming off kind of rapey. I don't like it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Butter King didn't care for Perm anymore and just started crushing him.
And we got to see.
Little ball.
Well, that was in the astral plane, but we actually got to see the effects of that in the real world. It's everywhere. The blood, the viscera, everything.
Yeah, and they're trying to prepare everything so nobody dies in the room, and then it's like, oh, okay, he's just all blood now.
Okay.
He's turning into blood. All right.
We don't care. Yeah, we don't care about him though. Okay.
Oh, and it was actually it was Melanie that finds Leaky in the closet, and she tells him, she like says something, and we don't really hear it, but we can assume it's what spurs him to action and actually saves the day.
Yeah. And I did love Melanie in this episode. Melanie didn't say much actually.
No. She was more
she doesn't
action.
need to.
Yeah, no, she's.
But she finally got to meet up again with Oliver, and of course Oliver doesn't know who she is. He's like, I've seen you before. What's your name? Don't tell me. I'll remember. Oh, that's...
Yeah.
That
And I
was
mean,
cute.
I feel, and we don't know much about Oliver pre him getting stuck in the astral plane, but it seems like she knew he had a bad memory. Like, it seems like he's always had a bad memory.
Well, she seemed sort of endeared about that when he came up to her. He's like, you look familiar. Did I meet you at like the poetry club or something? Yeah. She's like, no. And she's probably thinking in her mind like, you are so fucking adorable.
Yeah, exactly. So she probably I just got the feeling that he had a bad memory before he went away.
But I'm going to assume he knew what hours and minutes were. But I think after being in there for so long, he's lost it a bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's getting it back. He knows who Melanie is at the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he doesn't call her by name.
He doesn't, but
we can assume he's got a little bit more of an idea than he did while he was in the astral plane. Or at least we can assume so.
Or he doesn't, and he's just crashing there because he needs a place to stay.
Could go either way at this point, really. And I think the most heartbreaking fucking part of all of this is that Carrie is mad at Carrie because he left her.
I mean, those two are... They're two separate people, but they work better together, and they are inseparable. But I know why Carrie left out of curiosity, but he had to because things were happening. Mm-hmm. But in doing so, you left Carrie with a rapey ass Perm.
Yeah,
not cool. But he had no idea that was going to happen, but it did happen. So.
Well, and I think him leaving out of curiosity is one thing. He stayed with Oliver to save everyone, to save everyone's lives.
And I think, I'm sure she understands that, but
it's not a great feeling getting abandoned.
But you know what? I mean, if I was in, a dark hallway with Perm, I'd probably be mad at the person who left me too.
Yeah. That's just, it sucks. It's heartbreaking, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they start talking again because they have to. I mean, you two are practically the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like when my characters are sad.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. We forgot to talk about Carrie, male Carrie, built this device, this
Oh,
halo,
yes.
what he called it, this halo, keyword there, halo.
Yeah.
So time was still frozen, and Oliver was making the shield. Ultimately, the shield didn't work because the Butter King said, "Whoops, you gotta go take care of that." So he did, but Carrie managed to put the halo on David. Then David, he got it on, and then it's glowing, and the choir is going on in the background, and then symbolism, you guys, symbolism. It's literally a halo on his head. That's what they called it. He's glowing.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, and then we got the devil over here. Devil with the yellow eyes, Butter King. But the Butter King isn't gone.
No. Just
What the
trapped
device
in the
does-
same in the same coffin.
Yeah.
Tiny little coffin.
Yeah. So but they need to figure out how to eliminate him completely.
Yeah.
So keep it on.
Not really gonna last though, because we see.
I mean, we knew that was not
cracks
going to
it.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was not going to happen. But for the rest of the episode, he's keeping it on. So they have to go try to figure out how to do that. But before the whole shit goes down, everyone's at breakfast. It's all nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really endearing. And David goes to talk to Amy. They apologize. They have their little brother sister moment. Amy realizes she has to call her husband because she's been gone. But she said,
You can't though.
She said, I can email him. That's a modern thing. You email
That's true.
someone. But she said I could use a payphone.
Technically, we still have payphones today.
Yes, but that is not usually
Common.
That's not a common thing that people would do nowadays.
Yeah. And there doesn't seem to be any evidence of anyone having cell phones.
So I don't know.
Yeah. The timeline is also a little wonky. It could also be a different multiverse, a different, universe.
Well, I don't want to have to deal with that shit.
I'm a regular on the Flash and Arrow, so I'm very used to it. But it could possibly be that.
No, I'm not here for it, but just more ambiguity. That's fine.
Yeah.
David turns a corner. It's Giles. Giles, what are you doing? You're over there.
Fuck no, God.
And then David's like, "Ugh, no, get the damn thing out of me. Things are too happy."
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's time to get this out. And the lovely, I thought everyone in Division 3 was dead. The soldiers roll up, and I'm like, oh, this must be a different division, and it's nope, it's that guy.
With the Freddy, what are you doing here?
Yeah, well, I guess he wasn't in headquarters that day because he did have half his face burned off.
Great makeup job, by the way.
Yeah,
From what I
seriously.
can tell, it was makeup.
They didn't actually burn the actor's face, I'm sure. But what I can say is, third-degree burns would not have scarred over that quickly. He would have been gross and red for, weeks. I think.
Maybe they were stuck in
Maybe
there
it's been
for
weeks.
I don't know.
It might have been weeks. You're right.
Yeah, but that was nasty. They got everyone cornered, the weapons and everything. And then we see Lenny / Butter King / King / Giles / angriest boy in the world just screaming their heads off in the mental coffin. And then we see a crack.
Oops.
Somebody took the halo off.
Did he take the halo off, or
That's what I'm thinking. What happened?
Oh, really?
In order to save everybody, he took the halo off.
Because what I think is, or what I assumed, and I could be wrong, but the halo's not perfect. Carrie made it on the fly.
Mm.
Honestly, he made it off of a hunch. He didn't even, a theory. It wasn't even. He didn't even have any proof of that until he got to the house. So, I think it's just either breaking or, because what did Carrie say? Don't move it around too much. If he's fighting back against Division, it might be moving around, and even if he doesn't take it off, that might be enough.
Yeah, but I like to think that because this, for the most part, we haven't seen Division 3 since the way at the beginning of the season. And like really the struggle has been internal. And so I like to think that in order to defeat this other entity that's coming in, he took the halo off to unleash the Butter King to defeat this evil for now.
Oh,
And then deal with the Butter King later.
perhaps. But I think also now David sees his own power. Like, forget about the Butter King. He sees the power within himself. Because he was able to stop the bullets. Like, he matrixed the shit out of those bullets. So I think he believes he's capable enough to stop division on his own. So we'll see.
But it's not going to be that easy.
Oh, of course not.
Unless
Never
well,
is.
this show can do whatever. So we'll see. I'm expecting something completely different for the season finale. Just small little notes that I want to just touch on.
Oh, sure.
That aren't really plot relevant, but I just thought they were cute. So Sydney, she puts on the glasses. She's in the institution, and she looks around. She's like, "Oh, this is weird." She's like, "I'm coming for you, baby."
Oh God, that was the best line.
Yeah.
Like, with such determination, I'm coming for you.
That's about it. I mean, of course, Melanie and Oliver, they're absolutely precious.
They really are. I can't wait till we see more, like, real interactions between them. Hopefully we get them next episode. Speaking of which, the best synopsis ever.
What is that?
David faces his biggest challenge yet. Period. I freaking love the synopsis for this show.
At the end of this, at the end of the season, everything's all said and done. Professor Xavier just wheels in. He's like, "I'm your dad, David."
Yeah.
That's going to be the challenge.
Oh my God, I'm actually so excited for the season finale.
I hope that this gets picked up for a second season. I have not heard anything official yet, but
Yeah, I haven't either.
from who I've talked to, the people who have watched the show, I have never met someone or like talked to anybody who has seen the show and didn't like it. And I think this is a pretty good show. I mean, I'm loving it, but it is a very unconventional, different kind of show.
Yeah.
So
Honestly,
I think
it's working. The 8 episodes are working. Like, HBO has also done a bunch of shows that are only 8 episodes, and I think that works. I like, as much as I've been a fan of 10 episode shows, I'm liking how 8 feels. It's a good number.
it's like nice to what's good about 8 episodes is there are things that you could touch on more, but like they focus on like the important bits.
Yeah.
And nothing feels dragged out. The show is like very well paced.
For sure.
Like there's not a bad episode of the show in my opinion, and like there's no point of any of the episodes that I've seen where I felt like, okay, can we skip this part?
Yeah.
I mean, I do love there are like some shows that are like 13 episodes that I love, but like there are points or even just episodes where I'm like, okay, I don't really need to see that one. This one, but with this show, I have loved every single episode. And like there was no one dull moment, even though like there were moments of like no talking, no sound.
Yeah.
Just this show has done so many things that I thought you would never do in a mainstream television show.
Wait a second. Was Paul even in this episode?
He was. He didn't say anything though.
Yeah, I don't.
He was. He was at the end. He was at the end when they were all like gathered up, but he wasn't. They never found him in the institution. He wasn't there. I don't think he.
He was there with David, but Sydney didn't go and get him. You know.
Sydney only found Carrie.
Yeah.
That was it. Like they never found.
Like I only just realized that she didn't find Paul. It's like what?
No, like I forgot about Paul. I forgot about Paul. Well,
Huh.
We got more of him last episode when we learned a bit about him and his mom. I don't know. Now I'm like thinking. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's really weird.
I think that was the only time we saw him.
Yeah, it was.
And I don't think he said anything. That's odd.
All right. I'm sorry to go off on that tangent. I just suddenly realized it.
Oh well. Perm didn't even say anything. Well, Perm doesn't really say
That's
anything
true. He was
that
just
much.
whistling like a creeper.
When he does say something, it's like creepy as fuck.
Yeah. Like eating live things.
Yeah. I was thinking about season finale and thinking about Lenny and how like I wish Lenny was a real person. We still don't know if she is.
Yes.
If she like was an actual person that the Butter King took the face of. I would like it if at the end of this season, this is just like a wishful thinking on my part. Like this isn't a prediction or anything, it's just wishful thinking. I want there to be a scene in the season finale where David actually runs into Lenny. Maybe her name's not really Lenny, but she, but it's, the person who's Lenny is based off of. But he doesn't know her. He just meets someone who looks like Lenny.
That would be super interesting. Yeah, because I'm hoping that the dead girl Lenny from the hospital, I'm hoping that that's not the real, Lenny, because then that would mean she's dead, and that's upsetting. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We have one week to find out.
Yeah. Yeah, so looking back, I hope that this finale pulls through. I'm sure it's going to. Mm-hmm. I am sure it's going to. But so far, this is my favorite episode.
It's a very good one. And Brian in chat says, well, it only took 7 episodes, but we finally got an explanation as to what was going on.
Woo.
Woo!
Not to say that everything else is bad, though.
Yes, no, that's true, but but there were a good chunk of episodes where I was just like, I was leaky. I was just drooling, like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh, you know who we didn't see? We didn't see Garden Man Creeper.
That's true. The whole episode I was like waiting for it. I'm like, because I was talking to someone about it. I'm like, did you notice in the first episode, in this episode, there was just like a guy in the garden? And they were like, no, I didn't notice. And I was like, I'm expecting him to be like the real big bad. Like, he's just gonna come out in the end. It's like, it's been me all along.
Yeah, this show could do that. This show could totally do that.
Totally could. Or it's been Xavier the whole time, just like standing in the bushes.
What are you doing there?
Xavier, get out of there. Well. Jacob, where can the people find you?
You can find me here on YouTube at Jacob Salazar, or you can find me on Twitter. Tweet at me throughout the week, throughout the life at TwoNowhereLand. That is TONOWHERELAND. Join the Nowhereland Society.
You can find me at Clio Moto, and you can find all of us at ASO TV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Until next time, bye guys. And I can actually say video games again because we just revived Serious Gentleman Gaming.
Yeah, great job.
With
great
a
job, you
special
guys.
PAX episode.
Yes, which I watched, and that was great.
Yay, thank you.
Sad I didn't go.